I'm now in the Topanga Canyon, the new Topanga Canyon,
Yeah.
like from Boy Meets the World.
Topanga?
Oh yeah, we're in her.
That's what it's named after, right? This is named after the great actress Topanga. I am in the new Topanga Canyon in a recording studio where Bleached is holed up, but I have gotten Jessica and Jennifer here to sit with me and reminisce about punk and the impact of punk and how you become such an awesome band because of influences of punk rock and things like that. But thank you both for taking the time to sit with me.
Thank you.
This is that was perfect.
We're not twins,
No.
but we say a lot of things.
What
at
is the
same
age
time.
difference between you guys?
2.5 years.
That's so crazy to me because I have a brother that's the exact same age difference,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine us surviving in a band together. This to me is fascinating because I know so many people, it's always like a sibling that influences the other one to get into punk music. But was that the case with you two? Was it?
I want to think I listened to punk before, or like got into it on my own, but it's definitely my sister. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I feel
Jen.
like we discovered punk separately because
Yeah.
I had this friend in high school that was a grade older than me, and she started taking me to like local punk shows at like the American Legion Hall in the Valley because we grew up in Northridge. And that's when I first started going to shows. And then I feel like you were going to shows at the same time with your friend.
Yeah.
And we'd see each other at the
see
show.
each other, totally. We'd see each other, and I was like maybe wearing like a new like germs patch. I was like, hey Jen.
Yeah.
We're at the same
And
show.
then we slowly started going together to shows every weekend.
So how did you guys start playing music? And did you guys do bands separately before you kind of came together?
I remember being at the Glass House and seeing that band F- play.
Yep.
Which I wasn't like the biggest F- fan, but like they opened up for so many of the bands we were going to see. And it hit me seeing like these two women on stage and being like, wait, if these two women are playing music right now, why don't I start a band with my sister? So I literally went home that night and was like, we're starting a band. And we just started a
covering
band
Slits.
in our garage, in our parents' garage. Yeah, trying to do Slits covers.
They're harder than they appear
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
And we had our two really good friends, like my best friend, Jen's best friend, and we were like, come audition.
Well, my best friend was Jenna, who ended up
Yep.
being the other singer.
Yeah.
in Mika Miko. And so me, Jesse, and Jenna started a punk band called Dead Banana Ladies.
Whoa, did you guys record anything?
Yes.
Yes.
We recorded in a studio in the Valley that was supposedly is Slipknot's studio.
What? Did it come out, this record? Did you have like did you guys
it's
release a tape or
horrible.
anything?
It's horrible. We have it though. I don't know.
Oh.
Some people love it.
How did that transition into Mika Miko?
I don't know what happened, but literally one practice, it transferred from Dead Banana Ladies to Mika Miko.
Yeah.
You just like
Like
The switch went off.
It was, yeah, this
totally there was a switch. Well, so then what happened is I remember Jenna and I were at a show at the Showcase, and that band Citizen Fish was playing, which was like Subhuman side band.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was
Yeah.
what the Superhumans became, right? For a number
Yeah,
of years?
right.
Yeah.
And it was like a
Exactly.
they had
Yeah,
ska
they had a
songs.
ska thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
people definitely were
They were
skanking.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're playing this venue in downtown LA called The Smell tomorrow night. And Jenna and I were like, let's go. So we went, and that's when we first started going to The Smell. And I was like, whoa, what is this place? Like, you have to enter through this back alley to get here. And like, there weren't that many people. And I remember like Jenna got hit in the pit and her nose started bleeding. And like, I helped her in the bathroom, and there was like some weird guy trying to help us. And we were like, this place is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we kept going back because we were like, this is like kind of cool too.
You know, I was coming to LA just before that, playing the odd show here, and that was like a thing where things seemed to shift afterwards. Like it seemed like the scene changed so much after that big Smell explosion of like the mid 2000s or
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we found The Smell, it was like it was like a place where you could actually like make it your own and feel
perfect-
really
yeah.
welcomed. And
the perfect place that you're like, if you're underage and maybe if you want to still drink, you can sneak in a little bottle and like sneak, you know, it's just like, it just felt like the perfect place to be where
it just worked so well because I feel like there weren't any rules and there weren't those huge security guards like pushing you around, and everyone really respected the space because everyone wanted it to exist. So And then I also think part of it being a little bit shady, like having to go down that alley and your parents didn't know where you were going, kind of like made it more exciting.
That scene reminds me so much of that first wave of LA punk, like the Danger House era, where these were all bands coming out of punk, and it was definitely like a punk attitude, punk venue, punk everything. But like sonically, all you bands were so different. Was it a conscious thing where bands were like, we don't want to sound like this band because they're already there?
I feel like everyone was just playing what we knew how to play because everyone was kind of self-taught. So I feel like it wouldn't have even been possible if we were to be like, oh, we really want to sound like Ava Goda or Wives. I don't even know if we would know how to do that, you know, and the same with the other bands. Because we all were like learning our own instruments and figuring out what we thought sounded cool.
Yeah.
So much of punk is eventually just painting in the numbers. And that was a scene where it was like people threw out the rule book and started over and started doing new things and really different things. But it was like very much rooted in DIY. Like, what was the unifier amongst the bands? Is it the smell that brought you?
Yeah,
definitely.
Totally the smell, and maybe like being aware of how the punk scene went down in the like late 70s and 80s because we were so obsessed with like the Germs and X and Black Flag that maybe since we were aware of how that worked, we took that and used it with the smell. And if we didn't have the smell, I don't know if we would have had a space where we would have been so free to like play whatever music we wanted to play and have fun doing it.
Yeah, no, and I think it opened people's
Which made
minds.
it punk.
So, yeah, exactly. It probably opened people too to different stuff. Like, I don't know, I found so much inspiration from that scene and like just the way you bands were doing it and just kind of the approach that you took and the way the results were so exciting.
Yeah. It feels like it was all meant to happen, like that whole timing of everyone that met each other at the same time at that time, and
like it wouldn't have happened any other time. Like that's when it happened.
So I guess like coming out of that scene, what were the lessons you kind of took from that, you know, going into Bleached?
I'm just so glad that I came from like such a DIY scene because I feel like that's so important.
Yeah.
Letting the smell help us become who we are as musicians today, and even like Jim letting us have art shows. Like I remember we made these weird videos and even like when the smell was under construction, like there was this giant ditch where they were building a new bathroom and it was covered with wood, but like Jim didn't care. We like removed the wood and we all played in the ditch, and like I feel like that kind of stuff makes you who you are.
Yeah. There's a really cool picture of that show that's one of my favorite pictures ever. We're just playing in the ditch and it looks like The Replacements or something. Like
I could, you know, we could yammer on about this stuff all night, but you guys have to make a new record.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you get back to that, but thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.